Happy morning.
Happy morning, darlings.
Happy morning.
Happy morning, Naren.
Happy morning.
And happy Guru Purnima to you.
Happy morning, Naren.
Happy morning. Happy Guru Purnima to.
Happy Guru Purnima.
Morning. Happy morning, Naren.
Happy morning. Happy morning. It feels so good to have a life lessons. It almost feels like a part of me is missing when life lessons is not there. So I'm so glad to see all of you. Last Sunday we had the first session of KMM and it just went in a whir. It's almost like I haven't met all of you for such a long time. Today we are going to discuss a few crucial things. To begin with, since it is Guru Purnima today, what exactly is devotion? What is love in the context of devotion? Who is a good human being? हिंदी में एक शब्द है संत. तो संत का मतलब क्या है? कौन है संत? और किस इंसान को गुरु की उपाधि मिलनी चाहिए? है कौन? Let's see if we can discuss a little on that. There is a fakir who would appear for the 5 times namaz very regularly. In fact, there will be some people who will be there sometimes, some people who won't be there sometimes. But this fakir, whatever happens, would appear. Whatever happens would appear. There were many poor people, there were many super rich people, but they knew that this fakir will come and he had a kind of a place. So even if one of those days there is a lot of rush, they always used to leave this particular place for the fakir. In fact, in that place, as he prayed regularly, over a period of 25 years, when he would bend down and touch his forehead on the floor, there was a mark over there. His palms would be on the side, there became a mark over there. His knees would be bending, touching on the ground, there was a mark over there. It's almost like this place now belonged to him. Now it was the 25th year of his ibadat. He was completing 25 years and people in that area decided to celebrate. So they made some food and all that stuff ready to celebrate this fakir's devotion. And as the fakir completed his namaz and as he got up, there was a sound from above that "Mujhe tumhari namaz manzoor nahi." And people were shocked. He's a good guy, very regularly coming, has not missed in 25 years a single namaz. Devotee, fakir, how come his namaz is not acceptable? And if his namaz is not accepted, will our namaz ever be accepted? While they were concerned and worried, now do we celebrate? They saw this fakir dancing in joy, going to everybody around, hugging people and crying. Very happy. Obviously, people thought he's gone mad, he's got shocked. So one of them approached him, held him, and said, "Dukh nahi ho raha?" He says, "Nahi, dukh kis baat ki?" He says, "Dukh kis baat ki?" सबसे बड़ी बात है कि उसको मालूम है कि मैं नमाज पढ़ रहा हूं, मुझे उससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं चाहिए। मेरी इबादत तो उस तक पहुंच रही है ना। He knows I am praying. That is more than enough for me. This is the heart of a devotee, where devotion is not measured by are my prayers answered. It is more than enough if my prayers are heard. Answer to what is right in the world should be given. Answer to depending on a lot of things that I have done which I probably don't even know. If I deserve it, I will anyway get it. और अगर नहीं मिला तो कोई गम नहीं है. This is devotion. मेरे हकीकत में दिल में कोई शिकायत नहीं. This is devotion. Where there is 100% acceptance and I will do my job. This is devotion. It's difficult for a devotee to be sad. It's difficult for a devotee to complain. For their path of life is acceptance. जो वो दे वो कबूल, और जो दे रहा है उसी की मेरे को जरूरत है. जो नहीं दिया उसकी मुझे जरूरत नहीं है इस वक्त अभी. Now that is devotion. You know, in Prabhu's voice, he was speaking so beautifully about Rabia and saying, we live in a world where we expect returns from everything. There would be a project, there would be some investment required. And if it is a good business plan or not, to find that out, Shripal Gandhi might ask, uska ROI kya hai? We have become people who seek returns in everything that we do. And the first thing that goes missing in that is devotion. Second thing which goes missing is the purpose of my life. When the way of life becomes to accumulate things and to gather things, whether we need them or not, the mind is no more thinking about what can I give. As a result of which, both devotion and purpose is kind of lost. दिल है कदमों में तेरे, सर झुका हो ना हो, बंदगी तो अपनी फितरत है, खुदा हो ना हो. That's devotion. बंदगी तो अपनी फितरत में है, खुदा हो ना हो. क्या मालूम है नहीं है, कभी देखा तो नहीं, कभी मिल तो सकते नहीं, लेकिन फितरत तो बंदगी की बन सकती है. Which is what devotion is all about. Almost for each one of us present over here, KMM is an opportunity to live with devotion. Sometimes the schools will cooperate, sometimes they won't. Sometimes good speakers will get the right schools, sometimes they won't. Sometimes you will be in a team with great people, and sometimes you may have to lift the team. It's okay. We are there for बंदगी. कुछ मिल जाए तो बहुत बढ़िया, नहीं मिल जाए कोई तकलीफ नहीं. The greatest ego is often born out of spirituality because it gives me a feeling of being superior to others. कि देखो बाकी लोग मेडिटेट नहीं करते, मैं तो मेडिटेट करता हूं. बाकी लोग कितने अटैच्ड है, मैं कितना डिटैच्ड हूं. In terms of money, there is measurement. I can find out how much Rajesh Rathod has, how much Vijay has, how much Anil has, and then how much I have. तो मेजरमेंट है, सबको मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि भाई कौन अमीर है कौन गरीब है. स्पिरिचुअलिटी में मेजर कैसे करोगे? तो इसके लिए जिसको ये लगता है कि मेरे पास बहुत स्पिरिचुअल डेवलपमेंट है, वो अपने ही सोच में राजा है और ईगो आ जाता है. So is the case with social work. KMM being one of them. Because you and me put a little of our effort, little of our money, little of our time. And if we find somebody else involved in this project but not as insincere as they should be, we have a tendency to look down at them, judge them, and develop that social ego. कि हम लोग इतना कर रहे हैं, वो नहीं कर रहा है बिल्कुल भी, कुछ सही नहीं है, गलत है वो. I don't know what happens to the other person, but we are definitely in pain. And that shouldn't happen to good people like you and me. So नेकी कर, दरिया में डाल. तुम नमाज पढ़ो, जिसकी तुमने दुआ की है वो तुम्हें मिले ना मिले, उसने नमाज सुन लिया ना, बहुत शांति हो गई. Oh, I've got 2 messages which says, can you say the शायरी again? दिल है कदमों में तेरे, सर झुका हो न हो, बंदगी तो अपनी फितरत में है, खुदा हो ना हो. ठीक है, हो गया खुश, चलो बढ़िया. Now let me go to the question which had come a few weeks back from a lovely darling, and unfortunately I couldn't take it when it came. I'm almost a month behind schedule. Actually, exactly a month. Question came on 2nd of June, and today we are already in the first week of July. Question is this: chanting Aum and meditating on 432 megahertz, will it have the same impact on my body in terms of chakras? I mean, the more analytical you make the journey of spirituality, the more the mind will keep popping questions. The more you experience it in terms of experience, the easier and deeper will be your experience. Chakras are not very simple phenomena. Accessing them and getting energy released from them is also a little complex phenomenon, and too complex for you and me to feel, see, listen. You meditate, and the purpose of meditation should be to quieten the mind, get the body aligned, let go of some negative residues so that you become more peaceful and more pure. Let the Western world do all this analysis of megahertz and the impact. You focus on good quality thoughts, good quality actions. The purer the heart, the easier it is for you to go deeper. Now, this is not the first time somebody has asked me this question. So let me take you through another angle. And I would love it if all of you listen very carefully to what we have to discuss in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I heard it a few days back, and I have been crying non-stop for the last 3-4 days, every day, multiple times. Many of you know that I was invited to Swaminarayan Sampradaya. And there I was with the 100 living saints for about 3 days. Their grace, they are in regular touch. In every month, we get 2 or 3 kgs of prasad from there, which is laddus and savories. Akhanda Vritti Swami is one of the core people over there, and I am fortunate to have developed a very friendly relationship with him. He has just been operated. His stomach has a 1/2-inch hole. Very critical operation. So from the hospital bed, he called to ask, Naren, how are you? And he was saying, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to send you prasad. In this lockdown, courier services are not working, so please forgive me. Last 4 months, I have not been able to send you prasad. And I'm like, wow. And since his voice was weak, I asked him, your voice is sounding a little weak. Is your health okay? He said, yeah, I'm resting in the temple. We were having this conversation at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. they don't rest. So I asked him, 4 बजे रेस्ट कर रहे हो? लगता है कुछ तो हो रहा है जिससे आप भगवान को बहुत याद कर रहे हो. He says, हाँ, वो थोड़ा सा छोटा सा पेट में प्रॉब्लम था. उसका ऑपरेशन कराने की कोशिश की है. पहले बार में ठीक नहीं हुआ है, शायद एक और ऑपरेशन होगा. पेट में एक छोटा सा छेदा है. छोटा सा छेदा मतलब 1 mm, 0.5 mm. सिर्फ नहीं, आधा इंच से थोड़ा बड़ा है, लेकिन 1 इंच से छोटा है. ऐसे सर पहली बार में क्यों नहीं हुआ? बोला वो डॉक्टर ने कुछ करने की कोशिश की, शायद कुछ समझ में नहीं आया उनको, तो उन्होंने फिर वापस सी दिया और बड़े डॉक्टर को बुलाया. They didn't anticipate there will be a hole, and the person who was doing the surgery didn't have the right experience, it seems. But whatever. I asked him, गुस्सा आता है कभी? And I'm very friendly and pally with him. He says, and what he said next has healed me and also cleaned me. And I think this process of cleaning will be on for a little while. What did he say? He says, Naren bhai, संत कौन होता है? हम किसको संत बोल सकते हैं? हमारे आसपास में कोई भी इंसान, उसके अंदर कोई भी गुस्सा, घृणा, दुख हो, हमारे अंदर शक्ति होनी चाहिए कि उसकी कमजोरियों को ले लेने की. अगर हम उसके अंदर किसी भी तरह की हिंसा की भावना को निकाल सकें तो हम संत हैं। बोले अपने शास्त्रों में कहते हैं ना, जब संत लोग तप करते थे, आसपास में शेर आता था, सांप आता था, प्रकृति में जो जानवर है उनके अंदर जो हिंसा का भाव है वो भी संत के सामने निकल जाना चाहिए और उनके भी दिल में, हर जीव में इतनी शांति हो जानी चाहिए, तभी तो उसको संत बोलेंगे, नहीं तो उनको संत कैसे बोलेंगे। ये बेचारे ने कोशिश किया पेट में मेरा करने का, अगर नहीं हुआ तो उसकी गलती थोड़े ना है, तो उससे मैं कैसे गुस्सा हो सकता हूं। And then he goes on to say, हमारे गुरुजी कहते हैं कि जो इंसान तुम्हारा बहुत बुरा चाहता है, जो तुमको देख के गालियां देता है, जिसने तुमको नुकसान पहुंचाया है, उसके प्रति भी अगर तुम्हारी ये भावना हो कि यार मेरे ऊपर गुस्सा कर ले, चीख ले, चिल्ला ले, तेरा दिल हल्का हो जाए, ताकि तू थोड़ा प्रभु के साथ रह पाए, प्रभु के पास रह पाए। क्योंकि घर अगर दिल मलिन है तो तुम उसके साथ मिल नहीं सकते ना। दिल साफ होगा तभी तो मिल पाओगे। और तुम्हारे दिल के अंदर अगर कुछ है और मेरे को तुम बोल दो और उससे तुम्हारा दिल हल्का हो जाए, मतलब मैं धन्य हो गया तुमने अगर मेरे ऊपर गुस्सा किया। इसे जो अपने प्रियजन होते हैं, अगर उनके प्रति भी मुझे गुस्सा आए, अगर मैं रूठ जाऊं तो मैं संत नहीं हूं। संत मतलब जो तुम्हारा नुकसान करे उसके बारे में भी तुम सिर्फ अच्छा सोचो तो तुम संत हो, नहीं तो संत नहीं। Then he goes on to say two very sweet things. He says, संतों का बोलना जरूरी नहीं है। वो शेर से, सांप से बात थोड़े ना करते। वो जहां रहते हैं ना, उस जगह में ही कुछ हो जाना चाहिए। He said the purity of the person should make the place pure. फिर वो संत जहां रहता है ना, वही तीर्थ स्थान है। संत को तीर्थ स्थान जाने की जरूरत नहीं। आज फिर संत लोग तीर्थ क्यों जाते हैं? क्योंकि उनको लगता है उनके अंदर जितना साफ होना चाहिए उतना साफ नहीं है। उनको लगता है उनके अंदर अभी भी मैल है। शायद उनको किसी चीज में गुस्सा आया, वो दुनिया को नहीं समझेगा। फिर उनको लगता है कि मैं दूसरों संतों के साथ रहूंगा ना तो मेरा उद्धार होगा। शायद अभी भी मुझे उस जगह की जरूरत है, इसलिए संत वहां जाते हैं, क्योंकि उनको लगता है उनको अपने अंदर बहुत विकास लाना है। So it's not necessary for good people to speak. Their presence should work. And finally I asked him, दुख रहा है क्या? And he tells me, शरीर को दुखता है, लेकिन नरेन भाई, अखंड वृत्ति, हम तो आत्मा है ना, हम अपने शरीर थोड़े ना है। शरीर को कभी कभी दुखता है थोड़ा, मन बहुत प्रसन्न है। in the depth of Indian scriptures makes itself visible over here. In India, we say, "Meri tabiyat kharab hai." We never say, "Main kharab hu." But you go to the Western world, they will say, "I am sick." How are you? I am sick, man. Have you heard anybody say, "मैं बहुत खराब हूं यार"? क्या हो गया? नहीं, मेरा पैर बहुत दुख रहा है, मैं बहुत खराब हूं। मैं बहुत अच्छा हूं, मेरी तबीयत खराब। We had the conversation for almost 45 minutes. But in 45 minutes, I felt so clean. And I was wondering, what made them call a person like me over there? I mean, look at the wisdom they have. Look at their approach towards people. And I felt so blessed. Maybe he was making us ready for something to come in times to come. Let's see what are his plans. But a very purifying experience. So I appeal to all of you, keep meeting good people. Don't just meet successful people, also meet good people. While successful people will teach you how to make money, good people will teach you how to live life. And this good person can be a grandmother that you have, who even today at the age of 90 is physically independent. She is not dependent on anyone. अपना उठती है, अपना स्नान करती है, अपना भक्ति करती है. Maybe she is living alone in a village. और उनको जुकाम भी नहीं होता. तुमको मेरे को जुकाम हो जाता है. Change of weather. You know, especially in places like Pune, Bombay, Delhi, you listen to this always. You meet somebody and they're saying, क्या हो गया? नहीं, change of weather में ना मेरे को हो जाता है. और उधर दादी 90 साल की है. Change of weather में कुछ नहीं होता उसको. The heart is pure over there. They are moving their body a lot. Their expectation of life is very reasonable. And they are all ready to give whatever they have to others. They don't expect others to change. And they don't base their life on others changing. I remember there was a girl who was being wooed by a boy, and the boy was not ambitious. So the girl asked me, I'm okay with marrying him, but he's not ambitious. And I said, if he's wooing you, is he not ambitious? Which means there is a possibility, right? He may not be ambitious about money right now, but तेरे पीछे पड़े ना 2 साल से, छोड़ा नहीं ना उसने. And then a few days back, the husband told me, every now and then my wife is so sarcastic and says, you are not as ambitious as my brother. You're not ambitious as that friend. She's a very nice lady. But so much of her life today is around, my husband is not ambitious. And therefore, she has kind of stopped respecting the husband. Every now and then in the conversation it is, but you are not ambitious. Which means the basis of that relationship is no more about the good he is or the other aspects of his life which might be right. In the process of expectations, this good girl is spoiling herself and spoiling a bit of her marriage too. You and me may not be sants. You might be a sant also. Your expectations from others is for others. It is right too. But if those expectations are communicated with love, with confidence, with bhakti, in the communication, if you can make him feel like a hero and not like a not good enough person, maybe the change will be faster. And the marriage will definitely be better. So every now and then meet good people. And when you meet good people and you observe them, in their behavior, in their dialogues, in their thinking, in how they relate to you, how they serve you, you will be purified. And in these moments, you will realize, while success is nice and exciting, it is not the yardstick of a human being. The yardstick of a human being would be, how do I think about others? What kind of emotions are there in my thoughts when I think about people? But Naren, is it practical? Of course it is practical. And I am determined to implement this for the rest of my life. I realized that in the last few months, I too was not having pure thoughts all the time. There was irritation. There was frustration against people. There was this one-upmanship that, yeah, you're not as good as you want to be or what you should be. There was a lot of expectations for people to change. And in those expectations, there was negative emotions. And thanks to Akhandavritti Swami, I like his name. Akhand means what? Full, complete, जिसको तोड़ नहीं सकता. Vritti means what? Nature. What a brilliant name to what a brilliant person. Loved it. Somebody just sent a message. I came when you completed the Shairi. Can you say the Shairi again? Yeah, of course I will say it again. I think they're testing my resolve to think about everything in the right way. And I'm glad that these tests are coming. These tests are so necessary. Arey wah! Amitabh Darling has already typed it in Hindi and put it in the chatbot also. Kamal. So will it have the same impact on the body? Will I be able to open my chakras? The simple answer is yes. But there is no instrument by which you will be able to align yourself to that. The sound that you produce may not be at 432 megahertz. So forget about that. Put that environment of that music, rhythm, sound if you want. But I am a very big believer of the vibrations from within. So you just do the chanting with a lot of surrender and bhakti. Purify your heart when you sit in the seat of silence. Have the mindset of that fakir who just says, "Duha kabul nahi hui hai, koi baat nahi hai. Sun liya na usne, bas ho gaya." You know, it should be very easy for you to be happy. Somebody looks at you and smiles, it should become so much happiness. I think what we have lost a lot in this fast world is our sense of joy. You have this sense of joy and your body will align itself. And all the chakras will open. We don't see a flower and become happy again. So there is one set of people who look at a flower, let's say a bouquet, and say, "You have taken away the food of bees and birds. You should not do all these things." There is one set of people who will not be able to enjoy that flower. They're a little more concerned about the bees, but trust me, the bees will find another flower. You may not like to break the flowers, which is beautiful. Which is beautiful. But the moment we make this block, our sense of joy is gone. Two, when you look at a flower, don't say, "Yaar, ye red flower में ये white color का छोटा सा patch क्यों है?" यार तेरे घर के वॉल का पेंटिंग जॉब नहीं है ना कि पूरा एक कलर का अच्छे से आना चाहिए. नेचर है. And the nature of nature is to have variations. Everything has to be unique by design. You and me have to be unique by design. So this flower is also unique by design. It is not the smoothly colored red which you saw in the earlier flower. It is not supposed to be like this. It is supposed to be original. So there are some people who are looking at perfection in nature. By itself, it is perfect. In pieces, to find perfection is always difficult. Remember this. By itself, things are perfect. It's difficult to find perfection in pieces. सिर्फ रोटी परफेक्ट नहीं होगा. सब चीज साथ में मिलके खाना बनाना तो प्रोटीन, विटामिन, मिनरल्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, तब वो परफेक्ट हुआ. सिर्फ रोटी इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट मील, राइट? पीसेस में परफेक्शन मिलना मुश्किल है. कंप्लीटनेस में परफेक्शन मिलता है. So we don't enjoy the small things of life anymore. You know, monsoon is there and we are in a hurry to close the doors and the windows कहीं कुछ गीला नहीं हो जाए. How beautiful it will be if you go and stand in the balcony and just get wet. Though my belief is in Pune's rain, nobody can become wet. पुणे में बारिश किधर होती है? एक बूंद आता है, उसके 5 मिनट बाद दूसरा बूंद आता है. तब तक तो इवापोरेट हो गया पहला वाला बूंद. If any one of you says मैं भीग गया पुणे में, I'll just look at you and smile and say भगवान इसको सद्बुद्धि दे. You know, something like that. But jokes apart, why are you so scared of the rains? नहीं भीग जाएगा. भीगने दे, स्नान नहीं करता रोज. मेरे बाल गीले हो जाएंगे. होने दे. तेरे पास है तो गीले होंगे ना. हम जैसों का सोच. Your wife brings you a cup of chai and let's say मीठा ज्यादा है. One, you can always say तुमको मालूम है मुझे मीठा कम पसंद है. फिर भी मीठा ज्यादा किया है. और यू कैन से एक कप चाय और बनाते हैं, इस बार बिना शक्कर के बनाना. आज मेरे नसीब में ना 2 कप चाय. मतलब मजा करना, enjoy करना. Then go inside the kitchen and attempt to make chai. You will feel like Robinson Crusoe who's playing treasure hunt. चाय पत्ती किधर है? अपने घर में चाय पत्ती कहाँ रखते हैं अपन? And then you might take that which you think is kali mirchi ka pisa हुआ powder, and as you put it inside, your wife might look at you and say, "ये जीरा था." बोले, जीरा था? वो दिख तो काली मिर्ची, दिखने में तो दोनों एक जैसे हैं. Then you might just touch both of them and say, "अरे यार, गड़बड़ हो गया." Then learn to enjoy all these things. और वो चाय आप पीना जरूर जीरे वाला. जीरा वैसे पेट के लिए अच्छा होता है, स्वाद के लिए शायद थोड़ा अलग होगा, but that's a unique tea that you have made. You have a child, sometimes you should look at the child and feel joy. See this lovely, cute child who's there. She's a heartbeat for many of us. Ara, love you. I mean, we should be able to just see them and have joy. Na? Imagine Nisha seeing Ara and thinking, इसका एडमिशन अच्छे स्कूल में होगा कि नहीं. अरे वो जो स्कूल में जाएगी वो स्कूल अच्छा होगा. उस स्कूल का भाग्य अच्छा है कि हमको उसको आरा जैसी बच्ची मिली. कितनी प्यारी बच्ची. मतलब उसको देख के ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि बाकी सब छोड़ छाड़ दो, उसको देखते रहो. मेरे को तो ऐसा लगता है. You're wearing some good shirt or good clothes, you should look at the mirror and enjoy. क्या येलो, क्या कलर है, मतलब कमाल हो गया. It never makes you feel dull. Even the dull yellow is a happy color. What a color. Aha. As you wear something yellow, no, you should speak like this. Fill your life with joy. And it doesn't take too much to have joy. Listen to a piece of music and attempt to find out how many instruments are being used. Attempt to find out how many instruments are being used. और कभी समझ लो लाइफ लेसन चालू है और उबासी आए ना, मस्त उबासी लेने का एकदम बिंदास. मतलब डोंट हेजिटेट. और इतने अच्छे से लेने का कि सबको उबासी आए. बिकॉज दे से yawns are contagious. If you yawn, nobody else yawned, then you did not yawn properly, which is a waste of a yawn. Imagine all of us yawning together. मतलब कैसा लगेगा? Somebody who's not able to hear the sound, they might think we are doing some singing practice together. Everybody like this. My request is fill your heart with joy and allow joy to flow into your heart effortlessly. Don't make joy difficult. It's such a beautiful word, you know. Enjoy. Spelling change कर दे उसका. ENJOY की जगह INJOY कर. How are you? Enjoy. कितना अच्छा शब्द है. And all Joe needs to do is add a Y to herself. Why? बन गया joy. Yesterday I had a very lovely conversation with a lady. And she was saying that my husband is very possessive of me, especially when I go to meet my ex. I said, that is interesting. I've never done this kind of a counseling before. So I said, आज का तो पूरा counseling वसूल हो गया मतलब. So my first question to her was, if you don't mind, how many ex do you have? मतलब एक ही एक्स है कि 7-8 एक्स से तुम मिलने जा रही है, पहले ये तो बता. She started thinking. I said, "Abhi, ho gaya ye." Then she said, "No, I go to meet only one ex." I didn't have the heart to ask how many you have, out of which you have chosen to be benevolent towards only one ex. So after she spoke about ex, I, being a good student in my childhood, I moved to the next letter, which is Y. Why do you go to meet your ex? Because we are good friends. Have you ever taken your husband to meet your ex? No. Does your husband also go to meet his ex? He does not have an ex. She was very disappointed in her husband that she does not have an ex. And I said, next time take your husband. Friends only, no? Friends can meet as 3 people, 4 people, 10 people also, na? One-to-one friendship kya hai? She said okay and left. Problem solved. She was angry that her husband is brilliant. He just gifted her a Mercedes Benz on her 40th birthday. She's such a kind, good-hearted, benevolent husband. Today Bharti is not there, na? Okay. Otherwise she would be saying, Naren, you're already 9 years late. और कितना late करोगे? All the husbands over here, all the best for the future. But she forgot to have joy in her life because of some small issue which is there. Yesterday night, another counseling. WhatsApp counseling. One guy whose factory has 2,000 workers. One worker who's on a holiday for 3 months has got COVID-19 in his factory, in his village. And the government has instructed this guy to get all the people in his factory tested. And I was like, hey. वो आदमी 3 महीने से फैक्ट्री नहीं है, उसके गांव में उसको COVID-19 हुआ है. And when official over here is told, you have to get everybody in your factory tested for COVID-19. So we had an appointment at 5 o'clock where we were supposed to have a conversation on some business matter. He kept saying, I'm held up, I'm held up, I'm held up. Night 11 o'clock, he said, I was getting tested for corona. I said, kya ho gaya? Then he said the whole story. So I asked him, did you enjoy or were you miserable the whole time? He said, don't joke, please. This is the worst day of my life. Didn't tell him, but I enjoyed the conversation. How brilliant some officials can be. 2,000 people have to get tested because somebody whom they have not met for 3 months has got COVID-19 in their village. And this guy is actually making all 2,000 of them get tested. That's the best part. And he's scared he might get it because his employee is having COVID-19 whom he has not met for 3 months. Funny fellows. You look at them and then you look at the intelligence of people around me and tell me, people around you are intelligent or not. So fill yourself with joy. Second, when I meditate or bhajans or other music, words become the cause of emotion. There is the deep feeling of love, reverence, and tears. With this, there was absolutely nothing, only stillness and peace, not even vibrations. Has this anything to do with the explanation you get with our systems aligns with the universal frequency? Okay. I'm just wondering how deep should I go? if I have to understand my system, the most powerful thing in my system is my subconscious mind. The most powerful. It is hugely powerful. Your conscious mind is a bacha, is a chuha in front of the hathi called the subconscious mind. In the subconscious mind, the intense emotions are always active. And whatever the intense emotions are attached to the memories, they become our worldview. They become the way I live my life. So if I felt intense pain in an experience, and that intense pain tells me, don't trust anyone. Even if I listen to 2 stories on trust and how trust benefited someone, that is a chuha in front of my intense emotion of pain. When I sit and meditate, these feelings which are intense will come to the surface. Sometimes when you meditate, you will feel discomfort. And the discomfort is because the intense negatives are coming to the surface and physically you are feeling discomfort. Like you are angry and your heartbeat increases, physically there is a change. You are angry and your ears will become warm, physically there is a change. The emotions I have, the thoughts I have is reflected in my body, is always reflected in my body. That is why they will say healthy mind, healthy body. Unfortunately, medical science only works on the body, but a good doctor will also work on the mind and not just the body. Now, when I sit and meditate, imagine the subconscious mind as a room, and in the room there are some gas balloons, which also means there is a lot of empty space inside the room. Some parts of the room have these gas balloons which are flowing around and floating around. Imagine each one of these gas balloons as a pocket of negative emotion, and some of them intense positive emotions too. Unfortunately, we live a life where we don't allow the positives to become intense. We take it for granted. We make the negatives more intense. For example, somebody does not buy a gift can be more painful than the person buying a gift. If he's bought a gift, that was the expected. If he doesn't buy a gift, he did a big mistake. Unfortunately, that is how many of us live life most of the time. So we don't have too many intense positive emotions inside. We have intense negative emotions inside. That fakir had intense positive emotions. He would have had so much joy in doing namaz. Even if namaz is not Kabul, he's still excited. But most others would be heartbroken, like every person over there who thought about the fakir and said, Bechara. Now, when you meditate, since the conscious mind is, let's say, conquered, your awareness moves into the subconscious mind. Sometimes it doesn't hit any balloon. It just flows from the top to the bottom without hitting anything at all. Those are the experiences when you feel absolutely quiet, no activity, no disturbances, and you experience depth. In that, in that depth lies the essence of the existence. So you will have glimpses of existential abundance. Are you in tune with existence? You as a person may not be in tune yet. You are not a musician yet, but as you are passing by somebody's house, you listen to that music and you enjoyed that music. For those moments, since there was no pocket which I was hitting, I am experiencing that silence. I have not become that yet. This is how we progress on that path. Next few times when you sit and meditate, you might be very disturbed. That doesn't mean you have slipped and you are not meditating good enough. The moment you go beyond your conscious mind, you are on the right path. Sometimes you will go deep, sometimes you will have thoughts, sometimes you won't have thoughts, sometimes you will have feelings. Now, all that depends on what you do when you are not meditating. When you are sitting at home and you are upset about some things, when you are cooking inside the kitchen and you are disturbed about some things, when you look around and you have few complaints in your heart, when there is some fear which is there whenever you are alone, and when you sit to meditate, each one of those things have become those balloons. I won't say it will block you, but it will slow down the process of you going deeper into silence. So that half an hour and 45 minutes you sit, how deep, how profound the experiences will depend on the 23.5 hours when you're not sitting for meditation. Because the raw material of the balloons are born over there and they are put over here. So when I'm awake, what are the kind of balloons that I'm putting inside becomes critical and crucial. So that answers your next question. But then these questions popped up while I was meditating. Is this right or wrong? Thinking, questioning, What is the most beautiful thing to do is if these questions come, which they will, just observe them and drop them. You have come. Koi baat nahi, we'll meet later. Chhod do. Do not process those questions. If you can just observe and drop, you will go deeper. In the last part, the track was for 30 minutes. After it was over, my body didn't want to move. It was as if it was locked, just wanted to hold on a little longer. I didn't even feel cramps, which I normally do. Why? You hit upon a space where there was silence. In that silence, there is no struggle. You don't have to make choices. You don't have to bother about consequences. It's almost like you being carried by somebody versus you having to walk on your own feet. It's almost like you walking up the stairs versus you sitting in a lift and going up. So you are in a state of effortlessness. And in the state of effortlessness, where there is no conflicts, it is so beautiful and complete. You and me don't want to come out of it soon. Because when you open your eyes, there are some things to be done. There are some conflicts which will happen, some coordination which has to be done, some judgments which might be there. You want to escape from that world. As a result of which the lingering says, thodi der aur baith. Which is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong about it. Nothing wrong about it at all. Like I always say, the student went to the Zen monk and asked, how should I live my life? And the Zen monk said, close your eyes, open your eyes. Which means every now and then close your eyes and live in the world within. And every now and then open your eyes and live in the world without. दोनों का मजा अगर लिया, your meditation will become deeper and deeper. And the only sense of joy is the half an hour of process that you do or the 40 minutes of process that you do. It's nice, it's relaxing, but you may not be able to go deep. There will always be a resistance to come out. So there will always be something like, my life is not good enough, it's not complete. Now this will stop you from going deeper into silence. So those days when you feel like being there for a little mobile, just be over there. नहीं कुछ और काम है, अरे सब हो जाएगा. Tiffin has to be made, this has to be done. You will still manage it. And if you don't manage, somebody else will manage. They might give you looks later on. Be a son at that point of time and send all good vibes at them. I understand your pain that you went through. But anyway, thank you so much. May you always be peaceful, especially when you are doing my work. And may you get enough opportunities to do my work for the rest of your life. ऐसा कुछ तो बहुत अच्छा प्रेयर बना के बोल देने का. But do not allow others' negativity to make you negative. The fight that all of us have is this. We will not allow other people's negativity to make us negative in life. Now, it can be other people doing injustice to you and me. It can be somebody not taking care of themselves. It can be people not living up to your expectations. It can be anything. But let their negatives, their shortcoming, not make you negative. This is the core essence of today's life lesson for all of us. Let me take a small pause here. I give you all 2 minutes to think about whatever we have discussed so far. And then we'll move into the discussion of how do I implement the first session of KMM, which is, what's your story? Take 2 minutes and just think about what we have discussed so far in the first about 1 hour, 10 minutes of today's life lesson. Okay. So let's summarize. What was your main takeaway or what resonated with you in the first 1.5 hours of whatever we have discussed? You know, when I'm seeing Harshad Doshi right now, he reminds me of Tatya Tope. In my history books, I've seen the image of Tatya Tope with that kind of a hat. But I changed kar liya, Harshad. Oh, that was your screensaver, kya? My God, I thought so long that you are listening in stillness. ये तो पोपट हो गया मेरा. Yes, darlings. Anybody, would you like to share something? You can unmute yourself and just share. I want to listen to your voice, not just the message. Chat message nahi chahiye mere. I'm not taking life lesson through chat message. Speaking. तेरा चेहरा दिखेगा मेरे को. मालूम पड़ेगा ब्रश किया कि नहीं, टाइम पे सो के उठा या नहीं. Are you lying down and doing life lessons like this?
A saint doesn't have to speak. His aura is pure itself.
So whenever you speak, just say your name so that we know where the sound is coming from, because on the screen there are 25 pictures.
Ritesh here.
Yeah, Ritesh, your voice is recognized. Thank you so much for sharing. It's interesting, no? Ritesh just shared that we should not speak. मतलब first sharing ही उसने ऐसा कर दिया. अभी everybody will be रितेश ने बोल दिया बस. Like this, na, we should find joy in the smallest of things. अभी रितेश मेरे को अंगूठा दिखा रहा है. No problem. I will enjoy it. Yes, Shripal, please go ahead.
Couple of things, Naren. First is when you mentioned about when somebody hurts us, it's not that they are against us, but it is their ability to not able to handle the lives. So I think that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Second take home for me was it was brilliant when you said the experience during meditation depends on what am I doing when I am not meditating. Very, very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. So which means I cannot have vicious thoughts, greed, anger, fear in my day-to-day life and go deep into meditation. थोड़ा difficult है because वो cleaning up time में time लग जाएगा. So that's why if I am peaceful, loving, forgiving, enjoyable, devotee, then the experience is very deep. You got it right. Well done. Anil? Anil, unmute.
Satish. As Shripal said, the first statement when he started, when we come out of meditation, that was really, really touching because so many times we feel that he has got everything against me. But you said that because he is not able to handle himself, that is what comes out. And that means he actually needs our help. So that is the time we have to be peaceful, and that really helps you to stay peaceful. Because otherwise you are so disturbed कि मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं, and he's talking like this. And the second, the story which you talked about, the fakir, कि I am happy, at least मेरे आवाज तो पहुंच रही है, बाकी उसको मालूम है मुझे क्या चाहिए. मैं हमेशा चाहूंगा ये चाहिए, लेकिन उसको पता है ये इसको अभी जरूरत नहीं है. He will require it later on in life. So this is not the time for him, because ये या तो भटक सकता है या उसका गलत इस्तेमाल कर सकता है. So he knows the right time to give you the right thing. So that is very impactful. And the third about meditation, कि there are positive and negative things, balloons, as you explained it very, 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 very beautifully. Every time it hits and goes. But today when you explained it the way you explained it, that you are in a room and there are positive and negative balloons which are going there, or it's not necessary that they will hit you. That silence itself is very important. So many times you go through silence and no thoughts come, and so many times so many thoughts are hitting you, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, it becomes difficult to sort them out. So that was a very good explanation. Today I'm really, really happy that I am here, which I don't miss actually, but I'm blessed to be here. So आज गुरुजी ने बहुत गहरी मतलब साधना बताई है.
दीक्षा दिए.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
आज गुरु पूर्णिमा है ना, तो कुछ तो ऐसा मिलना चाहिए जो
special
जिंदगी भर याद रहे.
Yes.
Kamal, you're saying something?
Yeah, no, happy morning. My biggest takeaway is your explanation about nature. By itself, it is perfect, but in pieces, it is not perfect. That will be my biggest takeaway. And that I would like to correlate with the word nature, मतलब आदमी का nature. So that also will be never by itself it will be perfect, but it pieces it may not be perfect.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest takeaway for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So glad.
Yeah. Naren, Satish here.
Satish, please.
Yeah. I got the great sentence actually. The purity of person should make the place pure.
Yeah.
That was a great takeaway.
Yeah.
So that means you don't have to depend upon any place, any situation.
Yes.
You yourself have to be pure, and you will make everything pure. That's a great takeaway.
Yeah, so that's why they would say about Buddha, that wherever Buddha would walk, flowers would bloom.
Yeah.
And that is why in our culture, when there is a pure person who visits, why do you invite them to your home?
Right.
Why should a saint come to our house? Because their presence makes our house itself pure.
Yeah.
And it helps us to get aligned. That's the intention.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, today it doesn't happen that way. We call it more because of shosha and name. And there are people who ask for money, like some of our life schoolers who have been wanting some of their religious gurus to come to their home. And those people are very clear. If you give us 25 lakhs as donation, then Guruji will come. Otherwise, Guruji won't come. So Guruji is now visit rich people's house. And Guruji never goes to a poor man's house anymore. There, even if those people come, it will only build our ego, not our purity.
Yeah. Right.
So, and these saints, you will find it in many old people around us. You'll find it the way they live their life. They're not necessarily religious, but their approach to life is effortless. मतलब किसी के लिए उनके दिल में कुछ गलत है ही नहीं, भावना गलत रहती नहीं है, वो संत हो गया. And in Punjab, they might be called as Santa. Santa Singh always makes you laugh, na?
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Santa, or in UP and other places, they might say, hey, Santya. And I'm sure the Sant won't mind. Yes, Anil?
One more thing I wanted to talk, carrying over with Satish talk. When you said that when the Sant udhar baithta hai, तो lot of purity is there. So it is heard like that कि जहाँ पर ये ऋषि मुनि या संत तपस्या करते थे, उस जगह पे इतने vibrations आ जाते थे. The temples were built at that place because that place itself would carry so much high vibration.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Shefu?
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So the fakir story was really impactful for me. That me not thinking ki is he accepting what I'm doing, like for the creator, but me just doing and being happy in the doing itself.
Right.
And it made me think of like I'm always wanting to seek his validation, like the creator's validation, not even the people around me. But this made me think deeper that even I'm not going to seek his validation all the time, just be happy in the bandagi that I just want to keep doing and not even ask for his validation.
Absolutely.
So want to live that way.
Isn't that so liberating?
Yeah.
It is extraordinarily liberating. Vijay?
Happy morning.
Happy morning, darling.
Meeting good people will bring peace in my life.
Yes.
And successful people just pump up the adrenaline to do more.
Yeah.
So what I want, peace or more. So that is very important now.
Let's go for both.
Both, yes.
Both.
Open eyes, close eyes.
Open eyes, close eyes. Perfect. Anybody asks you what's the philosophy of your life, tell them close your eyes, open your eyes.
Nice.
उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, उनको next batch में भेज देना.
Yes. Enjoy.
Harshad?
So suppose something is not okay in my life, I should specially take care at that time so nobody around me get hurt.
Yeah. I'm a very, very big believer in the right atmosphere. And to me, the right atmosphere is an atmosphere where there is laughter and there is happiness. मतलब कुछ गलत भी हो रहा है ना लाइफ में आगे पीछे, पहले अपने चारों तरफ थोड़ा खुशी का माहौल बनाते हैं, फिर जो कॉम्प्लिकेशन है उसको सॉल्व करेंगे. सॉल्व करने के बाद मैं खुश नहीं होऊंगा, मैं पहले खुश होऊंगा. और अभी खुश रहने के लिए मेरे पास 100 वजह है. at any given point of time, there are hundreds of reasons for me to actually feel happy. And there are only 1 or 2 reasons for me to feel sad. So sheerly through the numbers, I should first anchor on happiness and then tackle whatever issue life gives to us. Which is what is going to help you in implementing the right stories and not believe in the misleading stories. But I'll come to that a little later. Shabnam?
Negativity of others should not affect our life,
Never.
our peace of mind. And we have enough reasons to enjoy the life. And the story of Fakir, I get it that just love without expectation. Just do your karma and just leave everything and enjoy that karma while doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the karma should include sending me gifts every now and then.
Sure.
Rita?
I just wanted to add to Shripal, like there are many times even we hurt people because we don't know how to handle our life, but we should have the ability to handle and forgive ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, right now let me make this announcement before we move ahead. And the announcement is as simple as this. Next Sunday, we have KMM. So you will be given a link and obviously the sharing will be and session will be on. But next Sunday onwards, we will not allow any latecomer to come inside. You cannot come at 701, 702, 704 and send a request that please mere ko aane do. Like we have the physical life lessons where at 7 o'clock doors are closed. Similarly, life lessons and KMM, 7 a.m. doors will be closed. Which means if you are in, great. If you are not there, you are not there. So if you have to come at 6:45, 6:30, make your necessary adjustments, but ensure that you are on time, please do whatever it takes. Please do whatever it takes. Harshad, you want to say something?
So suppose internet gone, I don't have that experience, but internet gone and we are out, then we are again allowed, na? Means.
In that case, absolutely yes.
Okay.
Absolutely yes. Okay. Any questions on what we have discussed so far in today's life lesson? Yes, Shefu?
Wanted to ask about the subconscious mind thing. Love that analogy of gas balloons. So want to understand is there any goal there? Like, is it to minimize the number of balloons I have, or is it to maximize the number of intense positive balloons I have? So in those 23.5 hours that I'm living, what is my goal?
The second part is the right goal. Let me intensify the positive balloons so that even when I'm sitting in the seat of silence, I don't have to struggle against something. Joy will only help me in bandagi. Joy will only help me in devotion. Joy will only help me in going inside. So be alert to those negative stories. Unko thoda bye-bye kar do, sorry, wrong number bol do usko. And for everything positive, just allow them to flow inside. Yeah. Vijay?
Naren, when sometimes I sit in seat of meditation or in silence, the lot of restlessness come.
Yeah.
Like to take a deep breath also, feeling I start taking shorter breath. So why this happened? What's the reason?
So the reason must be there is a lot of incompleteness and some kind of anxiety. Either you are overloaded with work, or there are a lot of incomplete tasks, or there are certain things which are going wrong and you are somehow able to manage things, but you're not able to relax. So because you're not able to relax, let's say in those 23 hours, or if not 23 hours, let's say 10 hours of work or 12 hours of work, that is why that restlessness is there. So the key is, can you relax as you work? And that is one fundamental principle that I have of my life. I relax as I work. I will not allow the incompleteness of work to affect my life or my family life. I succeed 9 out of 10 times. I still have some development to do over there. So can we do that? Relax as we work. Then you will find that restlessness is not there. To just find out if when you sit to meditate, are you wearing very tight pants? Or if you're wearing kurta pajama, is it too tight? If you're wearing shorts, is it too tight? एकदम ढीला करके रख आराम से. After meditation, when you stand up, just be a little careful. मतलब अगर ज्यादा ढीला है तो otherwise it should work out. Vijay?
Yes.
Soumya, you have a question? Soumya. Okay, Soumya Vishwanath's phone. I don't know who's there behind that phone. The hand is raised. I don't know. This is why I have to have the video on. Hey, na? I don't know whether Soumya is there or she's not there.
How do I know that other person has a negative impact on me?
You will feel it first of all in your body itself. Do you feel stressed? Does your body become tight?
Okay.
Do you feel uncomfortable? Or do you feel light, relaxed? How do you feel?
Okay. It's like, sir, it's like, say, we have some family member in our family, and we don't know that their thoughts. We just have to listen to them, you know. So though we are not okay for it, so is that indirectly has a negative impact on how we lead our life?
Okay. So Soumya, I like how you put it. There is a family member in my family. It's a very interesting way to put it. If you resist that family member's style, then obviously it will create resistance and negativity. But if you just pray for them as they are saying whatever they want to say, whether it's their negative approach, then you're not allowing their negativity to impact.
Okay.
Imagine that there is a TV serial which is on, where one character is saying those dialogues. Now, do you get stressed about it?
No, not much.
So similarly, when this person is saying something, imagine that somebody has given them these dialogues to say, so it's okay. It's not about you. It's about their inability to handle whatever is the crisis that they have in their life.
No, I really want to know, like, if you have some, you are supposed to do things because the instruction is coming from the person and you don't have a choice. You have to do it their way because you don't want to disappoint the other person. So you are not living the way you want to live your life, right, at the end of the day. So at the same time, I don't want to disappoint the other person as well.
Soumya, are you a courageous girl?
Yes. I am.
Then be ready to disappoint people every now and then. It's okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay? There's nothing in the world which says don't disappoint others. For example, I am very happily married, but let's say today a girl comes and proposes to me.
Okay.
Do you think I'll have to disappoint her?
Yes, obviously.
Right? So it's okay to disappoint others, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Though I must say I don't have any ex and no. So when the expectations of people is not what you believe is right, then if somebody gets disappointed by you, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Do not struggle in a boat which has holes and make a few more holes in that boat and want the boat to take you to the shore. Nahi ho payega.
Okay.
So if you can cooperate and get things done easily, koi issue nahi hai. But if they're asking you to do something which is wrong, then obviously you have to put your foot down with a lot of love, kindness, and firmness in your voice. Just communicate to them. Ye mere se abhi nahi ho payega. Simple.
Okay.
And if they value you, if you say no, they should be able to accept it. Not a problem.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
It is not your business. Niharika is asking me the same question. Do not unnecessarily give people this belief that you are a slave to their opinions. You are smart individuals, have a conversation, develop the ability to persuade people. Don't be scared. Develop the ability to persuade people. Have communication. बात करके मनाएंगे ना अपन. For example, today when I said that 7 o'clock we'll close the entry, I know there will be some people who will be disappointed. And I know there will be messages which will be sent, actually my internet was not working, I was trying for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All those things will happen. And with a lot of love for them, we will still tell them, it happened like that, I'm so sorry you couldn't come. Next time, see now if you can start making an attempt to get inside at 6:30 itself. Anyway, I come online at 6:30 itself to ensure that I'm not late for the program. Some of them will be disappointed. That's okay. ठीक है? Oi, Soumya.
Yes, sir. I got your point. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. How do we implement? What's your story? Only if you are determined to live a better life can you implement what's your story. If you want to be taken care of, then it is very difficult to implement what's your story. If you are saying, I will be responsible for my stories, then you'll be able to implement it. If you say, others around me are not good, then you won't be able to implement it. So a very simple thing. How determined are you to live a life where you say, I want to implement what's your story and I want to have only powerful stories in my life. Listen to me carefully for the next about 10-15 minutes. Most of us have a huge need to be taken care of. And unfortunately, that need has come because of the way we have been brought up. बच्चा 5 साल का हो गया फिर भी माँ उसके फीते बांध रही है. बच्चा अगर 12 साल का हो गया तो बाप उसके कपड़े का आयरन क्यों कर रहा है? रास्ता क्रॉस करके कहीं जाना है, साथ में एक नौकर को और भाई को क्यों भेज रहे हो? कुछ भी काम करना है, 5 लोगों का परमिशन क्यों चाहिए? शादी भी करना है तो समाज के हिसाब से क्यों होना चाहिए? So you see, everything around says, depend on others, take approval, depend on others, take approval, depend on others, take approval. Then you kind of start believing that the stories of my life cannot be written by me. I can play a supporting role in my own story, but I'm not the hero of my story. So I can always say, when you have so much responsibility on your shoulders, it's very difficult to be unhappy. I can always say, इतने लोगों को coordinate करते करते ना घर तो थका हुआ ही जाएगा ना इंसान. I can always say last moment में भी ना issues आते हैं. Like last night Joe told me, two lovely human beings, very good people of the fraternity, solid pillars, last night it seems have told Joe, we will not be able to continue as ACs. Now there are two ways to look into the situation. Way number one, kya yaar, this year is so different because there are so many new pieces. It's not routine. These people should understand the kind of effort which is being put. And what was the first session? What's your story? And before giving up, what's the story they are telling themselves? Now that is one way I can deal with the situation. इतने साल से मेरे साथ हैं. Is giving up an option? I can think that way. Or the thinking can be, two new people who for some reason probably were hidden. They had the capacity to be the AC, but हमको दिखाई नहीं दिया. अब दो नए लोग AC बनेंगे, मजा आएगा. For some people, being an AC is a God-sent opportunity, a blessing. For some people, it is a burden of responsibility. अच्छा है, फर्स्ट सेशन के पहले समझ में आ गया, दो नए लोगों को मोल्ड करेंगे. And last night, in about 30 seconds time, me and Joe could identify two people who can take over. And both those people are extraordinary people. Extraordinary people. So what's the story I tell myself now? If I have to take complete responsibility of my life and I'm determined to live a great future, I will say the leadership pool of KMM is expanding. I would say these two might find this year's KMM as the turning point of their life. For both of them have been extraordinary soldiers, but they never got the opportunity to be the leader. Some people are so simple, उनके ऊपर आंख ही नहीं जाती है, और बहुत capable होते हैं. So this year, these two people will be rockstar ACs. बहुत मजा आएगा. And those two people who withdrew, they have their reasons. Maybe one of those days when we sit and have a chat, we'll find out कि क्या हो गया. How determined are you to live an awesome life? Or will you be a result of your past conditioning of decades? Somebody will take care of you. So let's say Mehak, who's 19 years old, has to go for her driving class. A classic conversation might happen. Bharti might say, वो एग्जाम के लिए उसको जाना है, वहां पे लोग अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, कोई साथ में जाएगा. And the other can be, let her go, she's capable, she'll handle herself, this is how she will learn about the world. And there will be some very, very good people also present over there. Let's go and make some relationships. Let her meet new people. Let her develop new friends. और जो कचरा है ना, उसमें से कमल जो खिलता है ना, वैसी कैपेबिलिटी इसके अंदर होनी चाहिए. कादे से बचाएंगे तो कमल कैसे दिखेगा? चलो भेजो उसको, एक्सपोज करो उसको. उसको डर लग सकता है, मन थोड़ा कांप सकता है, जाओ, हो जाएगा. तुमको बाइक चाहिए ना, लेके आओ लाइसेंस. Which means, am I willing to assume responsibility for my life and say, मैं अपनी जगह बनाऊंगा. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए कोई अपना जगह मुझे दे दे. I am the Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh of my life. I am the creator, sustainer and destroyer of my life. Unless I have this conviction, I will not tell myself powerful stories. Second, and this is more applicable to most of us, we will have a tendency to understand why we are the way we are instead of changing ourselves to be the way we want to be. We will have a tendency to understand and be happy why we are the way we are. And that is when we give explanations. So let's say I believe Neha Kanpile present over here is leadership material. And I give her a job and she says, Naren, I'll take 2 days to answer. And I tell her, darling, you should be able to give me an answer in 15 seconds, not 2 days. Now Neha might go into an explanation. You know, actually, Naren, from my childhood now, I have never, if you become happy with an explanation about why you are the way you are, forget about you changing your story. You won't change the story. You will not change the story. So let's say I expect Satish to change in some aspects of life. And if Satish start by saying, then actually itne saalon mein jo maine kiya hai na, the moment he goes into that explanation, I can bet my life he won't change his story. Because your mind is working not on implementation, but in justifying. Now, who will be the people who will change their stories? Neha should be able to just say, 15 seconds I should be able to take the decision. Okay, give me 7 seconds. Now she can change the story. So if Satish says, 60 साल का thinking pattern को break करने में क्या मजा है? Now he can change the story. Actually मैं ऐसा क्यों हूं मालूम? Forget about changing the story. How many of you get into conversations of, यार implementation नहीं होता है, क्यों नहीं होता है मालूम? अपन लोग ना थोड़ा analyze ज्यादा करते हैं, तू वापस analyze ही कर रहा है. Or you will say, Naren, give me 2 people whom you believe are fast implementers. I'll meet them and in 1 week's time I'll change my life. तब तुम करोगे. If the joy that you get is the joy of knowledge, then you can become a professor somewhere, earn a maximum of 1 lakh rupees per month. Go to IIM and become a professor, 2.5 lakhs per month. But in your class, there will be somebody who will be sitting and who will create 1,000 crore company tomorrow. Then you are a wisdom courier. पहले वो ड्राफ्ट आता था कुरियर सर्विस के अंदर 10 करोड़ का ड्राफ्ट है, तुमने 200 रुपए लिया है कुरियर को ए से बी ले जाने के लिए, उसमें तुम्हारा 140 रुपए खर्चा हो गया है, 60 रुपए में तुम खुश हो। मैंने 60 रुपए कमाया, मैं भारी है ना। अरे उसके अंदर 10 करोड़ रुपए थे। So the question is, what do you want? 60 rupees or 10 crores? And I've seen extraordinary good human beings, A, dependent on others to create their story, and B, be satisfied to collect knowledge and wisdom and say, मैं बहुत भारी आदमी है, मेरे को बहुत knowledge है मेरे पास। Every time I meet you, you should be able to tell me an implementation story. Every time I meet you, I should be able to ask you, so what's new? And you should be able to say, this is the new thing I'm working on. I ask you, what's happening? वही रूटीन। स्कूल में तो कभी रूटीन फॉलो नहीं किया। रूटीन के हिसाब से कभी बैग भी नहीं जमाया। And now routine. What is routine? Life should be exciting. You should be able to say, वही exciting life. What is this thing called वही routine life? So you will find it easy to implement not only what's your story, but anything and everything in life where you say, I'll take control of my life and I only want to talk about implementations. Now there is another school of people, वो बहुत ज़्यादा भारी है. They stop learning. अरे why did you stop learning? नहीं, वो पहले का इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हुआ. तेरे शरीर में बहुत चर्बी है, तू खाना नहीं खाएगा. अरे पहले का ही चर्बी अभी तक यूज नहीं हुआ है और क्यों खाऊं? बोल के दिखा मेरे को. बोल. Lot of earlier fat is there. First let this burn, then I will eat new fat. क्यों नहीं? संडे है, बना होगा घर में मिसल पाव. पहले का ही सैंपल अभी भी अंदर पड़ा है. तो जिधर मजा है ना, वहां वो फिलोसॉफी भूल जाता है कि पहले का माल पड़ा है. जहां लोग देख के पूछते हैं ना कि भाई कुछ कर क्यों नहीं रहा है, थोड़ा डिस्कम्फर्ट है, उधर बन जाओ वन ज्ञानी. नहीं, बहुत ज्ञान है मेरे पास, वही इंप्लीमेंट नहीं हो रहा है और नहीं चाहिए. ये एकदम भारी लोग हैं. What I expect from you, 70 of you who are present right now, when I ask you, tell me something exciting that happened. If you can't say anything about that day, at least weekly तो बता. एक वीक में क्या exciting किया? One full week has gone, nothing exciting. चल वीक नहीं, एक मंथ का तो बता. If Joe in the next PST says, homework, all of you send me a 2-minute speech on the most exciting thing of your life. Imagine Iris Babu, who is 35 years old. speaks about when I was in college. अरे उस चीज को 40 साल हो गए. The most exciting is still 40 years old memory. Why not? Last week what happened, it was super exciting. I know it's called weak, but it should be strong. That's my PJ of the day. So here is this appeal to all of us, the 70 of us who are present over here. Can we share weekly excitement? ये वीक में क्या किया मालूम? ये वीक किससे मिल के आया मालूम? एक संत से मिला. और मे भी किसी ने मेरे को देख के बोला आप संत हो. मतलब वो भी हो सकता है ना. Somebody can look at you and say, आप संत हो. How beautiful will that be? यार तेरा स्वभाव संत जैसा है. मतलब क्या मजा आ जाएगा. और it can be about ये ऑब्स्टेकल को कैसे ओवरकम किया ये वीक में मालूम. मजा आ गया. ये डील किया मालूम. मजा आ गया. फैमिली में ना इस टॉपिक के ऊपर हम लोगों ने कॉन्वर्सेशन किया. बहुत मजा आ गया. वीकली एक्साइटमेंट तो दे. रूटीन लाइफ नको. एक्साइटिंग लाइफ पाहिजे. That's my Marathi for the day. वो शेफू तू मराठी नहीं समझेगी कोई बात नहीं. मैं चंगा ऐसी. Let's live an exciting life. The moment you take that decision of taking responsibility for your life now, and not be dependent as you were when you were a child, you will be able to write your own stories. And all of us have the power to do that. So it will be nice for you to write your story in a small WhatsApp message and send it to me. Whenever it happens within this week. Doable? मैं सबका स्क्रीनशॉट लिया है. मेरे को मालूम है आज कौन कौन है. Let's have a good time. This week we are going to roll out KMM for 2020 as a session inside the schools. So it's a very, very critical week. Keep all the people who are a part of KMM in your prayers, so that when they take the session using technology, and this is a breakthrough for many of them in their life, at the end of it, that should be a kind of turning point in their life. And each one of you is a part of KMM and who will take these sessions inside the schools. As you take this session, may What's Your Story become very deeply ingrained into your life. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see all of you next Sunday. Love you all and have a great week. May you be the guru for many people in their lives. Love you all the best. And happy
Love you, thank you.
Love you, darling.
Thank you.
Happy Guru Purnima, sir.
Happy Guru Purnima.
Yes, happy Guru Purnima, sir.
Thank you.
Love all. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.